Hey guys, it's Alexis down here at the Roots Yard. We just wanted to do a video update about the Holmes Eureka number 4 Climax geared locomotive we've been working on. I've got Kyle Stockman, the project leader, down here with me today. Here's a picture of the locomotive when it was running. So, Kyle, when did this project start?
It started in February of this year, and we basically started by pulling the tubes out of the boiler. There was 168 of them altogether.
And what does that involve? Do they come out easily or?
Fairly easily. You know, the big problem was finding somebody to fit down the steam dome, which is a very tight fit right up in there. And a couple of our guys were able to fit down there, and basically what they did was torch cut the ends of the tubes closest to the firebox. And then myself and a few other people were in the smoke box, basically with an air hammer unbeating the rolled edges of the tubes. And then from there, they basically just slide right out, more or less. And you can see here we've got the cab and the water and oil tanks taken off, and we'll show you those in a few minutes. And primarily what we're doing now is ultrasounding the boiler, doing the grid, and so far, all things considered, the numbers are looking great, and there's theoretically no reason why this shouldn't be up and running in a couple of years for its 100th birthday.
Are there any other Climax geared locomotives still in operation?
Right now there's 3 that I know of. There's one in New Zealand, one in New Hampshire, and then there's one at Castinic Road in West Virginia. And there's a few other that are undergoing restoration, one in West Virginia, and there's another one in, I believe it's Australia, and then this one, so there'll be a few of them around, hopefully in the next couple of years. And you can see over there, that's the cab, which is probably going to need either an extensive rebuild or just a new one built for it. It's pretty in sad condition. And we've got the water tank and the oil tank behind it, which will need a little bit of work eventually.
Now, you were saying that the frame of the locomotive, when you look at the back, you can see it's kind of bent.
Yeah, at some point very early on in the engine's life, either a tree or something either fell on it or it had an accident. We're not really sure 100% what happened. But when you look at the engine when it's all together, it does have a pretty noticeable bow in the frame. And when we get a little closer, I'll show you the repair that they made to that assembly. So if you can look right there, and here you can see where they brazed the frame together, where it ended up being broken in 3 places, and then they put the plate over the top of it. And from what we can tell, that repair, whenever it was done, has lasted all this time and is still holding together. But even when the engine is back together, it'll still have the bow.
Great. How often do you come down here to work on this, you and your team?
Usually every Saturday. I try to be here, at least with at least me or whoever else is available. But so far, for only working 1 day a week since February, we've done pretty well for ourselves on this.
Well, I know the Roots Board of Directors is very grateful for your hard work and your interest in restoring this locomotive. So Kyle was a member of Roots, and he had an interest in this locomotive and presented a work plan to the Board of Directors. And he also has some experience he's actually a train engineer in his normal life. What other kind of restoration experience do you have?
Well, I did work for the skunk train for a few years, and I helped with regular maintenance and also worked on their steam engine and began the restoration on that.
So I think the point I wanted to get across is to come down and help. You don't have to be like have a lot of experience. I've actually even helped Kyle a little bit here and there on this locomotive. We definitely appreciate people when they come down and give us a hand. We can always find something for people to do to help out. And Roots is 100% volunteer organization, and it's just amazing that we have people that are still interested in these old pieces of iron that want to come down and see them back to life. This particular engine, I believe, was in operation, wasn't it, in the 90s here?
Yeah.
Up until the 90s here at Roots of Motive Power. So if you've been around and are familiar with the organization, you might even have seen it run when we just had a single track, so it would just go back and forth. So we're super excited about the idea of having it run for its 100th birthday, which is what year?
It'll be October 1920. 1922 is when it was built, so basically in 2 years from now we'll be 100 years old, and we're hoping that for the steam up that year, September 2022, that it'll be back up and running in some form for its 100th birthday.
Nice. Well, thanks, Kyle, for all your hard work. And if you're interested in seeing more updates about the Climax or other things that we have going on down here at Roots, you can like and subscribe to our channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram. We try to keep our fans up to date, especially in the middle of this pandemic we're going through. Since you guys can't come to us, we're trying our best to get out to you guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.